Welcome everybody, and Shubho Novoborsho, Bengali New Year. Greetings for Shubho Novoborsho and Easter Sunday. And thanks to all of you for coming on this special Sunday to spend few hours with us, go through the chaos that we are going through, and enjoy the program that's coming forth. The main attraction for today's program is, of course, the kids program, the youth choir program. That's their first performance, and the youths have worked so hard. I am so happy with the work they have put in and what they have achieved, and I am hoping you all will also like it. With the youth, our adult choir group is also singing, and they have worked just as hard. And I am sure you will enjoy all. If you haven't noticed already, our youth program members have also drawn pictures that are shown on the TVs of Vivekananda. And which are up now, but we will move into something else later on. And they are displayed in the board outside, right next to the reception. So if you want to see them again, please feel free to stand there and see them. They're great. The songs that we will be singing today will be in Bengali, Sanskrit and Hindi, and translations of them will be narrated before the songs, and they will also be projected on the TV in case you would like to follow. And my humble request to all of you not to applaud after every song or performance. You can do that after the end, and during the performance, please try to be as quiet as possible. This is really our offering to Swamiji Ma and Thakur. So, without any further ado, let's just begin. Everybody can hear the harmonium?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello. First song by Ramakrishna Veditale Mora. So I'll be first reading out the translation in English. The translation will be also on the screen so that you can follow while we are singing the song. We have gathered here today at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna to learn about the Absolute and the world and to gain wisdom. With bravery and truth as the shining lights of our life, we know that the divine strength that overcomes everything resides in our heart. In keeping with the great tradition of our nation, we are committed to sacrifice and service. We are soldiers of Vivekananda. With our heads held high, we sing the glory of life in joy. Hail to Vivekananda, hail to the Lord. আমরা সবাই উন্নতশীল মোদের সদাই উচ্চ কণ্ঠে মোরা গেয়ে যাই মহামিলনের গান বিবেকের জয়গান গাই আনন্দে জয় মহামাই জয় জয় ভগবান জয় জয় ভগবান জয় জয় ভগবান রামকৃষ্ণের বেদি তলে মোরা মিলিয়াছি একবার পরা পরা বিদ্যা সারিয়া লোভিব দিব জ্ঞান রামকৃষ্ণের বেদি তলে মোরা মিলিয়াছি একবার তুমি বলছো বলে এই মাইকটা লাউড হয়ে গেছে তোমার একটা শোনা যাচ্ছে সুভাষিসের মাইক লাউড
Your mic on, Mr. Bhatt.
না না সুভাষিস
He's very loud.
তোমাদেরটা শোনাই যাচ্ছে না
হ্যালো হ্যালো
হ্যাঁ
হ্যালো
মলাই তোমাদেরটা শোনা যাচ্ছে তোমাদেরটা বাড়াও This is too fed now. অন্য মাইক একটা দাও
হ্যালো
অন্য মাইক একটা দাও অন্য মাইকটা দাও
We sing the glory of Ma Sharada, an epitome of love who gives us knowledge, devotion, spirituality, wisdom and liberation. Hail to Ma Sharada, who sits on a swan, sings like a swan, and is worshipped by a swan. Ma Sharada, who shines like a full moon.
देहि देहि शारदा ज्ञानं देहि सर्वदा देहि देहि शारदा ज्ञानं देहि सर्वदा प्रेमरूपिणि शारदा भक्तिं देहि सर्वदा प्रेमरूपिणि शारदा भक्तिं देहि सर्वदा देहि देहि शारदा ज्ञानं देहि सर्वदा योगरूपिणि शारदा योगं देहि सर्वदा योगरूपिणि शारदा योगं देहि सर्वदा भूतिरूपिणि शारदा मोक्षं देहि सर्वदा भूतिरूपिणि शारदा मोक्षं देहि सर्वदा देहि शारदा ज्ञानं देहि सर्वदा हंसवाहिनि हंसनादिनि हंसपूजिते शारदे हंसवाहिनि हंसनादिनि हंसपूजिते शारदे शारदे जय शारदे जय शारदे जय शारदे शारदे
resplendent like the sun.
Our next song will be a tribute to Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda, and it will be in Sanskrit. Please note that 4 of our youth choir members are also going to sing with us in Sanskrit this song.
Lord Shiva, incarnate, resplendent like the sun, adored by gods and men as their chosen ideal. The embodiment of the Vedas, who has overcome the bondage of the much censored lust and gold. Brilliant with the rays of 1,000,000 suns, the lion among men, who has nothing but a loincloth to wear. Who is dancing the violent dance of Shiva, the quarters reverberate with the cry of, "Fear not, fear not." A mere compassionate glance of whose eyes is enough to impart both enjoyment and liberation, who tramples with ease the hordes of vice. Who is the veritable Shiva with the crescent moon on the forehead, and who is worshipped by Indu. I bow to the Guru Vivekananda.
main attraction performance by our youth choir. So please, participants, please go onto the stage.
দেখো বড়গুলোর হাতে ধরিয়ে দাও, যখন ছোটগুলো করবে ওদের সাথে ট্রান্সফার করে দিও।
স্টিকার লাগিয়ে দিয়েছি আমরা
আরো আছে
Okay, can you move a little bit? We're covering up, like I said.
একটা ব্লু লাইন আছে, দেখো একটা ব্লু স্টিকার আছে ওই
Yeah, okay.
Send your brother. Come here.
আর বলিস না, সবাই মিলে কথা বলতে
এরকম করে গান হবে না, এরকম
না, ওরা বলবে, আমি বলবে।
কাগজ থাকলে ওটা দেখা যাবে না, কাগজটা বাঁধে দিয়ে দাও, বাঁধে লেফট করে দাও ওই দিকে স্ট্যান্ড সরিয়ে দিতে হবে।
এখন কাগজ লাগবে না, কাগজ এখন লাগবে না, কাগজ এখন লাগবে না, পরে লাগবে। ওটা নিয়ে দিও না।
Namaskar and welcome. We begin our program with a song by Rabindranath Tagore. The title of the song is Shara Jiban Dilo Alo.
Give him the microphone, please. Give him the microphone.
ঋষি
Lord, it is our blessing that all our lives we enjoy the lights from the sun, moon, and the stars, rain from the vessels of clouds, the soothing morning breeze, the carpet of green grass beneath our feet, the vast serene expanse above our head, the colorful flowers that bloom on their own, day after day, and this world that gives us so much joy and fun. All these are your blessings to us.
সারা জীবন দিল আলো সূর্য বহু চাঁদ, তোমার আশীর্বাদে বহু আশীর্বাদ সারা জীবন দিল আলো সূর্য গ্রহ চাঁদ ধুলার পরে পাতে আঁচল খানি এই যে আকাশ চির নীরব অমৃতময় বাণী চিনতে আগে দিনে দিনে রেখার পথটি চিনে এই যে ভুবন দিকে দিকে উড়ায় কত শান তোমার আশীর্বাদ হে প্রভু তোমার আশীর্বাদ সারা জীবন দিল আলো সূর্য গ্রহ চাঁদ তোমার আশীর্বাদ হে প্রভু তোমার আশীর্বাদ সারা জীবন দিল আলো সূর্য গ্রহ চাঁদ
Okay, only section one stay and others can come down. Can you see everybody money in your camera? So should we start? Okay. So one of the most illustrious sons of Bengal, the chief disciple of Thakur Sri Ramakrishna, in the great sannyasi, the patron saint of India, Swami Vivekananda. His teachings and life has been a source of inspiration throughout generations of India for education, for spirituality, nationalism, youth development, and it still continues to inspire us, and it is what he said is relevant to today also. So I thought it is most fitting that the youth program begins with the life and work of Swami Vivekananda. But that is not possible to capture everything within a span of few hours. So today we will focus only on Vivekananda's life, and we will describe it to you guys in sections. And the first section will be his childhood and early life, and that will be presented by, say your name?
Suhani,
Your name?
Arkaraj, Rohi, Aksaj.
Okay, so we will begin with a poem to be read by Orkuraj.
Namaskar. My name is Orkuraj, and I'm going to recite a poem named Ami Bile, written by Sujan Miti. আমি এখন ছোট্ট মানুষ, ধ্যানে বসেছি ধরো, বন্ধ দু চোখ, স্বপ্ন অনেক, মাটিও শক্ত বড়। তুমি বলবে পিলে কোথায়, নড়ানো তো নয়, তবু আমার বজ্রমুঠি এক ফোঁটা নেই ভয় বিবেক আমার গর্বে দেখো মাঝে শোনান রোজ মানুষ তুমি মানুষ থেকেই মানুষ নিও খোঁজ ধরো আমি বিলে আজ কালকে নরেন আমি অযুত হৃদয় গর্ব বুকে বিবেকানন্দ স্বামী নমস্কার
I am now a little guy pretending to meditate, sitting on the hard floor with eyes shut close. But my dreams are far and wide. You might ask, where is Billy? You are not Norin. But I say I'm just as fearless as them. Like my mother teaches every day, I'm a human being and I seek a human being in others. I am Billy today. I will be Noren tomorrow. And we will build hundreds of Vivekananda amongst us.
Swami Vivekananda was born on January 12, 1863 as Narendranath Datta, nicknamed Naren, Billy or Bilu. His father, Vishwanath Datta, was a successful attorney with a great influence in the society. Narendranath's mother, Bhuvneshwari Devi, was a spiritual woman who had a great impact on her son. Narendra was one of his 8 siblings. He was born in Kolkata at his ancestral home at Gaur Mohan Mukherjee Street. As a child, Narendra was naughty and mischievous. He used to tease his sisters and often played pranks on them. When he threw tantrums, his mother would calm him down by pouring cold water on him while chanting, Shiva, Shiva. She often joked, চেয়েছিলাম শিব, পেলাম তার ভূত. I asked for Shiva but got one of his demons instead.
Nana.
From an early age, Narendranath showed great interest in monks and sannyasis and loved playing with idols of Shiva. A favorite thing of him was meditation. While other kids pretended to meditate, he actually did the meditation. He did it so focused that he used to lose awareness about outside. Once, while playing such a game of meditation, a snake came up to Narendra, and all the kids saw the snake and ran away. But Narendra stayed still and continued his meditation. After a while, the snake went away, and all the kids came running to Narendra and asked him, why did he not run away after seeing the snake? Narendra replied that he wasn't aware the snake was there and what was all happening around him. He was also very courageous and truthful, unafraid of any consequences that could result from that. Once he and his friend went to a fair. While coming back, the 2 friends got separated. Narendra started calling his friend by name, and while looking around, he saw that his friend was standing in the path of the horse carriage, running straight towards his friend. While everyone around watched in scare but did nothing to help the boy, Narendra wasted no time and jumped right in front of the horse carriage without any regard to his own safety and snatched his friend aside to safety. Later, when his mother came to know about this, she wept in joy and blessed Narendra that he could be brave like this and help others all his life. He was also very caring and had a big heart. To the beggars, monks and sannyasis who came by, he donated generously whatever he had in his possession. When Narendra was a child one day, his mother asked for a knife. He held the sharp side and gave his mother the wooden side of the knife so his mother wouldn't get hurt. This shows he cared about his mother. Once Narendra and his friend asked for help from a soldier who was passing by for some help in their gymnasium, which the soldier gladly agreed to do. However, in the process, he got hurt. Narendra transferred him to a nearby schoolhouse, fetched a doctor and nursed, and cared for him until he was well enough to leave. Before he left, Narendra collected some funds and gave it to the soldier as a token of their appreciation of his help. This not only showed his caring nature but also his sense of responsibility. Swami Vivekananda said, "Do not believe in things without asking questions for proof." Without proof, he did not believe what he was told. His neighbor had a tree that the kids always used to climb, and his neighbor did not like that. And his neighbor told the boys not to climb that tree because a Brahmadaitu means a ghost lives up there and will break their necks if they climb the tree again. The boys were scared of that story and did not climb that tree. But Narendra was not scared of that story, and he started climbing that tree to find the ghost. And he told his friends, if he finds the ghost, he will break his neck. Of course, he didn't find any ghost, neither his neck broken. Smoking hookah was a common practice in those days, and Narendra's father had many hookah for different people that came to visit the house. Narendra asked his father why he had so many hookah, and he replied that those were for people from different castes because according to the practice in those days, if people from one caste smoked a hookah from a different lower caste would lose their caste. Later one day, Narendra's father found that Narendra was smoking a hookah from a caste different from theirs. Narendra explained to him that he was merely trying to see if he was losing his caste by doing so. Even at such an early age, this planted in his mind the seed of disbelief in the discrimination in the caste system. Narendra was excellent in music. From his childhood, he learned Drupad, one kind of Indian classical music, from his father, and devotional songs called Kirtan from his mother. Later, he got trained by Ahmad Khan and Beni Gupta, two renowned musicians of that time. At a very early age, Narendra became an expert in singing different kinds of songs, including Drupad, Khyal, Kirtans, and Bhajans. People were amazed by his beautiful voice. Later, his guru was amazed by his beautiful voice and was immersed into samadhi while listening to them. Many of these songs were composed by Narendra himself. Not just singing, he could play many musical instruments too. He learned to play pakawaj, an instrument for Drupad that he learned from Pandit Murari Gupta. He also flawlessly played flute, sitar, esraj, and sarangi. He was active in sports, gymnastics, wrestling, and bodybuilding. He used to play out regularly with his friends in a neighborhood gymnasium that belonged to a neighbor. As a child, he was enrolled in an institution founded by Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Later, he attended Presidency College and Scottish Church College in Kolkata. Narendra loved to read a lot. He read all kinds of books. So he developed up a vast knowledge on various subjects, from Hindu scriptures to Western philosophy, religions, history, and many more. His intelligence helped him understand everything very quickly. He had a sharp memory like an X-ray. He could also read very fast.
All these attributes and traits, along with his upbringing, paved the way for young Narendra to become the world-famous Swami Vivekananda, who not only changed India but influenced the whole world.
He's becoming from a disbeliever to believer and becoming a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna.
As we learned just now, Narendra was an avid reader and read up on almost everything under the sun. He perused the Hindu scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads on one hand, while on the other hand he studied Western philosophy, history, and spirituality by David Hume, Johann Gottlieb Fichte, and Herbert Spencer. By the time he graduated from college, he'd acquired a vast knowledge of different subjects. His well-studied knowledge led him to question the existence of God, and for some time he believed in agnosticism. Yet he could not completely ignore the existence of a supreme being. For a while, he became associated with the Brahmo Samaj and Brahmo movement, which, unlike the idol-worshipping and superstition-ridden Hinduism practiced at the time, believed in one formless God. Nevertheless, the host of philosophical questions regarding the existence of God roiling through his mind remained unanswered. During such spiritual crisis, Vivekananda first heard about Sri Ramakrishna from William Hastie, the principal of the Scottish Church College. While discussing in his class about ecstasy, as described by Wordsworth in his poem The Excursion, Hastie mentioned that the saint who lived in Dakshineshwar, just outside Calcutta, had experienced such ecstasy. Narendra was also prompted by his cousin Ramchandra Dutta to visit this saint. Thus came about in 1881 the historic meeting of these two great souls, the prophet of modern India and the carrier of his message. Narendra was then 18 years of age. Let us now hear in Swami Vivekananda's own words the incident of his first interaction with Ramakrishna Paramahansa.
I heard of this man, and I went to hear him. He looked just like an ordinary man, with nothing remarkable about him. While I sang the song, shortly after, he suddenly rose and, taking me by the hand, led me to the northern veranda, shutting the door behind him. It was locked from the outside, so we were alone. I thought he would give me some private instructions, but to my utter surprise, he began to shed profuse tears of joy as he held my hand, and addressing me most tenderly as one long familiar to him. "Ah, you come so late. How could you be so unkind to let me keep waiting for so long?" My ears burn listening to the profane talks of worldly people. Oh, how I yearn to unburden my mind for one who can appreciate my innermost experience, he said. I was altogether taken aback by his conduct. Who is this man who had come to see? I thought he must be stark mad. He went back to his room and, bringing some sweets, sugar candy, and butter, began to feed me with his own hands. In vain did I say again and again, "Please give the sweets to me. I shall share them with my friends." He simply said, "They may have some afterwards," and desisted only after I had eaten on. Then he seized me by the hand and said, "Promise that you will come alone to me at an early date." I had to say yes and returned with him to my friends. I sat and watched him. There was nothing wrong in his words, movements, or behavior toward others. Rather, from his spiritual words and his ecstatic states, he seemed to be a man of genuine renunciation, and there was a marked consistency between his words and life. He used the simplest language, and I thought, can this man be a great teacher? I crept near him and asked him the question which I had asked so often. Have you seen God, sir? I've seen him just as I see you here, only in a much intense state. God can be realized, he went on. One can see and talk to him as I am doing with you. But who cares to do so? People shed torrents of tears for their wife and children, for wealth or property. But who does so for the sake of God? If one weeps sincerely for him, he surely manifests himself. That impressed me at once. For the first time, I found a man who dared to say he had seen God, that religion was a reality to be felt, to be sensed in an infinitely more intense way than we can sense the world. As I heard these things from his lips, I could not but believe that he was saying them not like an ordinary preacher, but from the depths of his own realizations. But I could not reconcile his words with his strange conduct with me, so I concluded that he must be a monomaniac. Yet I could not help acknowledging the magnitude of his renunciation. He may be a madman, I thought, but only the fortunate few can have that renunciation. Even if insane, this man is the holiest of the holy, a true saint, for that alone deserves the reverential homage of mankind. With such conflicting thoughts, I bowed before him and begged his leave to return to Calcutta.
Even though Narendra was impressed by Ramakrishna's personality and visited Dakshineshwar frequently, he did not accept him as master and saw Ramakrishna's ecstasies and visions as mere figments of imagination and hallucinations. As a member of the Brahmo Samaj, he opposed idol worship, polytheism, and Ramakrishna's worship of Kali. He used to pepper him with all kinds of questions and even tested him. Narendra learned Ramakrishna considered money as a hindrance on the path of spirituality and could not tolerate the touch of silver coins. One day, when Ramakrishna was not in his room, Narendra put a silver coin under the mattress of his bed. Ramakrishna entered the room without knowing of Narendra's act, then sat on his bed. But immediately he jumped up in pain and asked someone to check his bed, and the coin was discovered. This impressed Narendra a lot. Ramakrishna did not mind all these doubts and questions from Narendra. Rather, he patiently explained everything to him. Try to see the truth from all angles, was his suggestion to Narendra.
Then came another crucial turn in Narendra's life. 1884, Narendranath underwent a considerable financial distress due to the sudden death of his father. His relatives tried to take away their properties, resulting in long lawsuits, which also resulted in deep financial crisis. As the eldest living son, the responsibility fell upon Narendra to put food on the table for the family. But he could not find a job, and the family went through extreme hardship. Narendra was in great pain and despair to see this. In such state of mind, he asked Ramakrishna to pray to the goddess for the financial welfare of his family. In reply to that, Ramakrishna suggested that he himself go to the temple to pray. But once he faced the goddess, he could not ask for money and wealth. Narendra came back and convinced that he couldn't ask. Ramakrishna sent him back to the temple 2 more times, each time with the same result. In reply to Ramakrishna's question about what did he ask for, Narendra replied that he had asked for Vivek and Bhairagya. That day marked the complete spiritual awakening of Narendranath, and he found himself drawn to an ascetic way of life. Later on, he accepted Ramakrishna as his guru and gradually grew ready to renounce everything for the sake of God realization.
In 1885, Ramakrishna developed throat cancer and was transferred to Calcutta and later to a garden house in Kausipur. Narendra and Ramakrishna's other disciples took care of him during his last days, and Narendra's spiritual education continued. He was taught that service to men was the most effective worship of God. Ramakrishna asked him to care for the other monastic disciples, and in turn asked them to see Narendra as their leader. Ramakrishna died in the early morning hours of August 16, 1886 in Kausipur, and Narendra continued on his journey of spiritual realization and renunciation.
আলো
O Thakur, please tell me, whom have you brought with you? Enlightened with the radiance of Brahman, a lion among human, who is this young boy? The god of bravery who has infinite valor after achieving immense power. He has become the commander of gods, affluent in knowledge, the chief of ascetics. His heart is floating in love. Who is like Shukdev in renunciation, Rishi Narada in love. Who has a heart like Lord Buddha, in knowledge, who is similar to Lord Shankar and presents himself as Lord Shiva. Why is he weltering in your feet? The whole universe trembles in whose roar? Why is he asking for your refuge? After taking your blessings, is he going to take the burden of the whole world?
বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না আমারে, আনিবে কারে সাথে তোমার। বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না আমারে, আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার। ব্রহ্মতে জ্যোতিত আনন পুরুষ সিংহ কে কুমার, আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার। বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না আমারে, আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার। বীরেশ্বর অমিত বীর্য সুর সেনাপতি যিনি আশৌর্য। বীরেশ্বর অমিত বীর্য সুর সেনাপতি যিনি আশৌর্য। জ্ঞানে গরিয়ান তাপস প্রধান, জ্ঞানে গরিয়ান তাপস প্রধান। প্রেমে ভাসমান নয়ন তার। বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না আমারে, আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার। ত্যাগে সুখে প্রেমেতে নাও, বুদ্ধের মতো হৃদয় যার। জ্ঞানে শিব গুরু শঙ্কর সম, জ্ঞানে শিব গুরু শঙ্কর সম। সে কেন লুটায় পদে তোমার। ওঙ্কারে যার কাঁপে ত্রিভুবন, সে কেন মাগিছে তোমার শরণ। ওঙ্কারে যার কাঁপে ত্রিভুবন, সে কেন মাগিছে তোমার শরণ, তোমারি আশিস ধরিয়া ধারো, তোমারি আশিস ধরিয়া ধারো, সে কি গো ধরিবে ধরার ভার, তোমারি আশিস করিয়া ধারো, সে কি গো ধরিবে ধরার ভার। বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না আমারে, আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার, ব্রহ্ম তেজ দীপ্ত আলোর পুরুষ সিংহ কে কুমার, আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার। বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না আমারে, আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার। বলো গো ঠাকুর।
Okay, now we will do the section 3, which is Paribrajak Swami Vivekananda and the Kanyakumari Shapath.
After the death of Sri Ramakrishna in 1886, Swami Vivekananda stepped up to the job of becoming a monk. In 1888, Swamiji left the monastery and became a Parivrajaka. Between 1888 to 1893, he traveled to different states in India. When traveling on his journey, he further expanded his knowledge and his understanding of spiritual sculptures.
Swami Vivekananda first visited Varanasi, followed by Ayodhya, Lucknow, Agra, Vrindavan, and Rishikesh. During these travels, he met Swami Brahmananda and Swami Saradananda. At the end of January 1891, Swami Vivekananda left his colleagues and traveled to Delhi.
In February 1891, Swami Vivekananda visited Alwar, where he was warmly welcomed by Hindus and Muslims. He met someone named Mangal Singh, the king of Alwar. The king of Alwar ridiculed Swamiji's Hindu idol worship.
Swamiji tried to explain to Mangal Singh that Hindu worship is a symbolic worship, but the king wouldn't understand. In order to make him understand, Vivekananda saw a picture of his father and told him to spit on it. Singh was enraged at this. Swami Vivekananda explained that it was just a painting and not the actual person himself. It only reminds people of the king. This was similar to how an idol is worshipped by a Hindu and is actually a symbolic worship of the Supreme.
From Alwar, Swami Vivekananda went to Jaipur, where he studied Panini's Astadhyayi with a Sanskrit scholar. Swamiji then went to Ajmer, where he visited the palace of Akbar and the Dargah Sharif. At Mount Abu, he met Raja Ajit Singh of Khitri, who became an ardent devotee and supporter. This was a significant event in his life that ended in a lifelong friendship, and Swami Vivekananda could reliably rely on his help and support when others weren't available.
After 2.5 months at Khitri, In October of 1891, Swami Vivekananda left for Maharashtra, and then he visited Ahmedabad, Wadwan, and Libdi. At the former, he completed his study of Islamic and Jain cultures. At Libdi, he met Thakur Sahib Jaswant Singh, who had been to England and America. It was from him that Narendra first got the idea of going west to preach Vedanta.
His next visit was to Mahabaleshwar, Pune, Kondwa, and Indore. Then at Khettiwar, he heard of the 1893 Parliament of World Religion and was urged by his followers to attend it. After a brief stay in Bombay in July 1892, he met Bal Gangadhar Tilak during a train journey. Swami Vivekananda later traveled to Bangalore, where he met K. Seshadri Iyer, the Diwan of Mysore state. Iyer introduced him to the king of Mysore. From Bangalore, Swami Vivekananda visited Thrissur, Kodangalore, and Ernakulam. From Ernakulam, Swamiji traveled to Trivandrum, Nagarkoil, and reached Kanyakumari on foot on Christmas Eve, 1892.
When Swamiji reached Kanyakumari on 24th December of 1892, at that time he had no money to pay the boatsman to get him to the mid-sea rock, so he swam across the ocean to reach it. There, he sat on a rock and started meditating on India's past, present, and future. His meditation on the last bit of Indian rock, or Vivekananda Rock Memorial, continued for 3 days.
At Kanyakumari, he decided to dedicate his life to the welfare and the uplifting of the common masses of India. There, he met some of his disciples, one of them being Mr. Perumal. Mr. Perumal helped by going door to door in hopes of getting for Swamiji's travel. With the help of his disciples, he left Bombay for Chicago on 31st May, 1893. Thank you.
Hey, who art thou, you Swami, playing the youthful raga, reverberating my motherland's past glory. Your resounding music has spellbound people of all religion and races. Thou have spread the truths of Vedanta in every corner of the world. Thou have sacrificed at the lotus feet of your Guru to save the humanity as a Mahayogi. Hey Swami, who are you?
Mudhura শেখারে চলো নিধে তেরে প্রাচ্যে প্রতেচে দেখ দেকান্তরে হিমাদ্রে শেখারে চলো নিধে তেরে প্রাচ্যে প্রতেচে দেখ দেকান্তরে বেদান্ত মহিমা কেবল প্রচারে বর্ণিতে নারী সীমা কে তুমি বাজালে নবীর রাগে ভারতের প্রাণ বীণা কে তুমি বাজালে নবীর রাগে ভারতের প্রাণ বীণা গুরু পদে মন প্রাণ সমর্পণ মহাযোগী বেশ করিলে ধারণ করি গুরু পদে মন প্রাণ সমর্পণ মহাযোগী বেশ করিলে ধারণ জ্ঞান ভক্তি যোগ জীব সেবা ব্রত করিলে উদ্দীপনা জ্ঞান ভক্তি যোগ জীব সেবা ব্রত করিলে উদ্দীপনা কে তুমি বাজালে নবীন রাগে ভারতের প্রাণ বীণা কে তুমি বাজালে নবীন রাগে ভারতের প্রাণ বীণা কে তুমি বাজালে নবীন রাগে ভারতের প্রাণ বীণা
Next is section 4, Vivekananda's first visit to the West.
Namaskar. My name is Yuvraj, and I'm going to talk about Swami Vivekananda's travel to the West, along with my friend Rishit. Swami Vivekananda began his journey to America from Bombay, India on 31st May 1893. On the way, he visited several cities in Japan, including Nagasaki, Tokyo, China, and Canada. He finally reached Chicago on 30th July 1893, where the Parliament of Religions took place in September on that same year.
Initially, he visited Boston and met John Henry Wright of Harvard University. After being acquainted with Vivekananda's knowledge, wisdom, and excellence, Professor Wright insisted him to represent Hinduism at the Parliament of the World's Religions held on 11 September 1893 at the Art Institute of Chicago, also identified as the World's Congress Auxiliary Building as part of the World's Columbian Exposition.
On that day, Vivekananda gave a brief speech on India and Hinduism. He was initially nervous. Then he bowed to the goddess Saraswati, seeking her blessings. All of a sudden, he felt like getting a new energy in his body, as if someone or something had occupied his body. The soul of India, the echo of the rishis, the voice of Ramakrishna. Then he began his speech with the salutation, "Sisters and Brothers of America." At these words, Vivekananda received a 2-minute standing ovation from the crowd of 7,000.
In his speech, Vivekananda spoke about universal harmony and love for all religions. He reasoned that all religions are different paths leading to the same Almighty. He spoke about Vedanta, a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. He spoke several more times at receptions, the scientific section, and private homes on topics related to Hinduism, Buddhism, and harmony amongst all religion until the parliament ended on September 23, 1893.
After the Parliament of Religions, Vivekananda toured many parts of the U.S. as a guest. He spent nearly 2 years lecturing in the eastern and central U.S., primarily in Chicago, Detroit, Boston, and New York. At times, Swamiji gave 14 lectures, class talks, and parlor talks in a week. The main reason for Vivekananda's travel to the West was to try and raise funds for setting up religious missions in India. However, his success in the U.S. led to a change in mission, namely the establishment of Vedanta centers in the West. Vivekananda had intelligently adapted traditional Hindu ideas to suit the needs and understandings of his Western audience.
In November 1894, Vivekananda established the first Vedanta Society in 2 rented homes in Manhattan, New York City. There, he began weekly classes and discourses on the 4 yogas, setting the patterns for the present Vedanta societies, like this one, where we are right now.
By spring 1895, the busy schedule started affecting his health. With the help of his well-wishers, he was able to move to the Thousand Island Park. There, he rested and got his energy back. And then he started giving private lectures to his disciples for 2 months. His thoughts and teachings were put together in a book called Inspired Talks that contained his ideas that joined the East and the West, spirituality and material well-being.
Next, Vivekananda decided to visit Europe. London, Paris, Geneva, Berlin, Amsterdam, Vienna, Athens, Rome are not just the names of major cities in Europe. They are also the cities Swamiji Vivekananda had blessed by leaving his footprints in them. The beginning and expansion of the Vedanta movement in Europe was as a result of his visit.
Vivekananda left America for London in September 1895. There, he met Margaret Elizabeth Noble, an Irish woman who would become Sister Nivedita. In England, he devoted almost his entire time giving classes and lectures. He also visited continental Europe to explore its rich heritage of art, culture, historic monuments, and religious structures.
After 3 months, Swamiji felt that his work there was very successful. He returned to New York and with almost no holiday, picked up the thread of the work and began his most productive year in the West, 1896. Between December 1895 and February of 96, Vivekananda gave 70 classes and 10 public lectures, along with interviews, translation, writing, and editing. He made trips to Boston, Chicago, and other cities and towns in the Midwest and East, and again set sail for England. In May 1896, Vivekananda met the influential scholar and Indologist Max Muller and his wife. It was a measure of his growing international reputation that while on a lecture tour of the UK, he was invited to Oxford to meet Muller, who was an admirer of his teacher Ramakrishna. In July 1896, he published his seminal book, Raja Yoga, as a guide to spiritual techniques.
In December 1896, Vivekananda finally set off for home. He was later followed to India by Sister Nivedita, who devoted the rest of her life to the education of Indian women and India's independence. Swamiji arrived in Ceylon on 15th January 1897 and received a warm welcome. From there, his travel through India up to Kolkata was highly celebrated by his friends, well-wishers, and disciples who joined in large numbers to hear his speeches. Thank you all for listening to us. Namaskar.
Listen to the clarion call from our brave commander Vivekananda. So many soldiers are rushing in to answer to his call. Inspired by his message of sacrifice, who amongst you are willing to spend your life fighting the demons of worldly pleasures? In this world, consumed by the wildfire of selfishness, jealousy, and arguments, he has come to send the message of love. Oh my Lord, bless me so that I can follow your footsteps in service to others.
वीर सेनापति
The final segment, establishment of Ramakrishna Math's second visit to the West and the final days of Swamiji.
Hello.
Yeah. That's good.
পড়ে যাবে
ওটা হাতে নিয়েই কর বরং এটাকে একটু কেটে দে
ফ্ল্যাট করে দাও তাহলে হয়ে যাবে হ্যাঁ
এই স্ট্যান্ডটাও সরিয়ে দেবে তাহলে মাঝখানে এটা যখন কাজই কোনো দরকার নেই
Hello. Okay. Namaskar. My name is Raima. My name is Nandini. Vivekananda arrived in Colombo, British Ceylon, now Sri Lanka, from Europe on January 15, 1897, with a warm welcome. In Colombo, he gave his first public speech in the East. From there on, his journey to Kolkata was a triumph. Vivekananda traveled from Colombo to deliver lectures to Pamban, Rameswaram, Ramnad, Madurai, Kumbakonam, and Madras. Both ordinary people and Rajas enthusiastically received his lectures. From Madras, now Chennai, he continued his journey to Kolkata and Almora. While in the West, Vivekananda spoke about India's great spiritual heritage. He also repeatedly addressed social issues which uplifted the people by eliminating the caste system, promoting science and industrialization, addressing widespread poverty, and ending colonial rule. These lectures were published from Colombo to Almora, demonstrating his passionate feelings for India and spiritual ideology. On May 1st, 1897, in Kolkata, Vivekananda founded the Ramakrishna Mission. Its ideas are based on Karma Yoga and were established with the purpose of spreading the teachings of Vedanta, as embodied in the life of the Hindu saint Ramakrishna, and improving the social conditions of the Indian people. Ramakrishna fully endorsed the Hindu belief that all religions are paths to the same goal. Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission are similar since they both are at the Belur Math. The Ramakrishna Mission undertook various forms of social service, like establishing and running schools, colleges, and hospitals, spreading the practical belief of Vedanta through conferences, seminars, and workshops, and initiating relief and rehabilitation work across the country. Vivekananda founded 3 other religious houses, one in Mayavati in the Himalayas near Almora, the Advaita Ashram, and another in Madras, now Chennai. 2 journals were founded, Prabhuda Bharata in English and Udbodhan in Bengali. That year, famine relief work began because of Swami Akhandananda in the Murshidabad district. On December 16, 1898, Swami Vivekananda announced his plan to go to the West again to inspect the work he founded, as well as to give a fresh impetus. The devotees and friends welcomed the idea since they thought the sea voyage would restore his health. He started his voyage in June 1899. Sister Nivedita and Swami Turyananda accompanied him on this trip. The steamship Golconda, carrying the Swami and his 2 companions, touched Madras.
but the passengers were not allowed to land on account of the plague in Kolkata. This was a great disappointment to Swami Vivekananda's South Indian friends.
The ship continued to Colombo, Aden, Naples, and Mauritius, finally arriving in London on July 31st. Unlike the first time, this time he visited the UK first, and then went to the US, where he stayed for almost a year. Swamiji visited the West Coast and established Vedanta Society in San Francisco. Besides, he received the gift of a property of 160 acres of forest land in the district of Santa Clara, where an ashram was later established by Swami Turiyananda to train a select band of students in monastic life. He gave many public lectures in San Francisco and Almada. The Swami visited Detroit again for a week and on July 20th sailed for Paris. Swamiji participated in the Congress of the History of Religion in Paris.
While in Paris, he met Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose, who discovered the life and nervous system in plants. After the Congress of Religions was concluded, the Swami spent a few days at Lannion at Brittany as the guest of Miss Obo, where he lectured upon Buddhism and Hinduism. He stayed in Paris for about 3 months and left for Egypt via Vienna, Constantinople, and Athens. Though he was happy to see how his work has prospered and spread in the West, throughout his second trip, one could notice a deep yearning for the Absolute. In one of his letters, he definitely says,
"Pray for me, that my works may stop forever, and my soul be absorbed in the mutter. The battles are lost and won. I have bundled my things and am waiting for the great deliverer. I am only the boy who used to listen with rapid wonderment to the wonderful words of Ramakrishna under the banyan tree of Dakshineshwar. That is my true nature. Works and activities, doing good, and so forth, are all superimpositions. Now I again hear his voice, the same old voice, thrilling my soul. Bonds are breaking, love dying, work becoming tasteless, the glamours off life. Now only the voice of the Master calling. Let the dead bury the dead. Follow me. I come, my beloved Lord, I come. Nirvana is before me. I feel it at times, the same infinite ocean of peace, without a ripple, a breath. The meditative habit, which had revealed itself ever since his second visit to the West in intense forms, now reached a veritable climb. In Paris, oftentimes his mind had been far aloof from his environment, and here in Egypt, it seemed as if he were turning the last pages in the book of experience. He seemed world-weary.
Suddenly, he felt a strong desire to return to India. There, Mr. Severier, his great friend and disciple, had passed away. The Swami had, as it were, a presentiment of this. He became restless to return to India, so without waiting a single day, he took the first steamer and came back alone to his motherland at the beginning of December 1900. After a brief visit to the Advaita Ashram in Mayavadi, Vivekananda settled at Bulur Math, where he continued to coordinate the works of Ramakrishna Mission, the Math, and the work in England and the US. He had many visitors, including royalty and politicians. Although Vivekananda was unable to attend the Congress of Religions in 1901 in Japan due to deteriorating health, he made pilgrimages to Bodh Gaya and Varanasi. Declining health, including asthma, diabetes, and chronic insomnia, restricted his activity.
Swami Vivekananda predicted that he would not live to be 40. On July 4, 1902, he spent his working days at Belur Math, teaching students Sanskrit grammar. He retired to his room in the evening and died around 9 p.m. while meditating. His disciples believed that he reached Mahasamadhi. The great saint was cremated on the banks of the Ganges in Belur, opposite where Ramakrishna was cremated 16 years earlier. Thank you.
Thank you.
প্রথমটা সবার লাস্টটা সবার খুলে গেছে এটা নিয়ে
All right. Done.
Hello. So this is our last song, Shodesh Bitesh Ucholi Uthilo. The translation goes, entire world is bubbling with your youthful message. The sky and wind are resonating your mantra of peace. The world is rejoicing and every temple is playing your unified mantra. You are the Vivekananda for all and the universe. Bright sun rays illuminated Bengal with your presence. You spread unconditional love like Gaura Nityananda. You are the Vivekananda for all and the universe. You realize the vision of heaven and nature from Thakur in moments. You dedicated yourself in service for all downtrodden and deprived. Your heart is full of universal, unconditional love and happiness. You are the Vivekananda for all and the universe. You wandered through forest, freezing mountains and crossed oceans. You meditated and chanted through your journey. You traveled to the West, spreading the teachings of Veda. Western world was mesmerized with your composure, communication and kind gestures of love. You are the Vivekananda for all and the universe. Your speech at Chicago Religious Conference rose above all. Your words spread across the world, touching every rich and poor soul. With the global unification, you constructed the Belur Math, a sanctuary for the world, spreading love and valuable teachings. You are the Vivekananda for all and the universe.
স্বদেশ বিদেশ উছলি উঠেছে তোমার নবীন মন্ত্র আকাশ বাতাস ধ্বনিয়া তুলেছে তোমার মোহন মন্ত্র নন্দিত ধরা মন্দির মাঝে ধর্মের শ্রগন্ধ মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ অরুণ কিরণ উছলি উঠিল উগিলে সেদিন বঙ্গে স্বর্গ করিল সুরভি বৃষ্টি পরশি আশিস সঙ্গে প্রেমের পুণ্য প্রবাহে সাজিল গৌর নিত্যানন্দ মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ দুলোকের ছবি হেরিয়ে পুলকে গুরুর চরণ তলে আর সেবা মর্তে আনিবে ভাসিয়া নয়ন জলে বিশ্ব প্রেমের বিকশিত খনি যেতে হরষানন্দ মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ ভূদরে সাগরে গহনে কাননে চাপিলে কত না নিশে তুষার হিমানি গিরি কন্দরে রমিলে কত না দিশে অঙ্কুর পুন শঙ্কর জ্ঞান সাক্ষের দাগানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ
জ্ঞানের গরিমা গৌরবগান ভারত মর্মবাণী পাশ্চাত্য সেধা বেদান্ত গাথা শুনি বিস্ময়মানি স্নিগ্ধ ভাবের শক্তি মাধুরী মুগ্ধ নূতন ছন্দ
মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ শিকাগো সঙ্গে সঙ্গীত তব শীর্ষে উঠিল ভাসি শুনিল বিশ্ব শুনিল নিঃস্ব শুনিল প্রাসাদবাসী শ্রীজিরে শ্রীমঠ কুঞ্জ কুঠির তীর্থ মুখরানন্দ মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ মোদের বিবেকানন্দ তুমি গো বিশ্ব বিবেকানন্দ
That concludes today's program. I hope you guys have all enjoyed. I want to thank all my little friends who have done so well, and I hope you all have enjoyed. They really have worked hard after a hard day at school and activities. They stayed up late for rehearsals, and so did the members of my adult choir too. They also stayed up late practicing. I will be remiss if I don't thank the parents without whose support I could not have done this. And I also want to thank Shanta for agreeing to come and do this Sharada Mas song for us. Thank you so much, and hope all of you can enjoy it. This will be followed by Arati, and then there is little snacks and little something for all my little friends down there. So please continue to stay for a little while. Okay. Sarvapriyanandaji is going to come and give a talk around at 4:30. So please come.